In this video, we're going to be talking about the volume of pyramids. So our only essential question is, how do you find the volume of a pyramid? What we're going to do is we're going to compare pyramids to what we already know about prisms. And we know that the volume of a prism is the area of the base times the height, or in this case of the rectangular prism, length times width times height. So what I did on the right here is I have this purple pyramid that has the same base as this rectangular. They're the same rectangle. They have the same height. Which volume do you think is going to be greater? Well, the prism is probably going to have a greater volume because the pyramid fits inside of it and there is space left over. So our question is, how much of the prism space does a pyramid take up? How would the volume of the pyramid compare to the volume of the prism? Well, it turns out that the volume of the pyramid is going to be 1/3 the volume of the prism that it fits inside of. So if you could imagine a prism that a pyramid fits inside of, the volume of the pyramid is going to be 1/3 the volume of the prism. Well, we already know how to find the volume of the prism, and that's area of the base times height. Well, now all we need to do is just find 1/3 of that. So you'll notice that the formula is very similar to our formula for prisms. It's area of the base times height, but now we're just going to take 1/3 of it or divide it by 3. So the take-home message here is the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the volume of a prism that it fits inside of. So again, area of the base times height, and we just take 1/3 of that. So here we're going to look at this pyramid and we're going to try to find its volume. So again, just imagine that we're trying to find a prism. It's a crude drawing here, but the prism that this would fit inside of would have a length, width, and height of 3.2 inches, 1.4 inches, and 2.8 inches. So now if I just take and find the volume of that prism and take 1/3 of it, that will tell me the volume of the pyramid that fits inside of it. So we're going to do 1/3 times the area of the base, which is 3.2 times 1.4, and we're going to multiply that by the height of the pyramid, 2.8. So here, this is how I would set that up: 1/3 of 3.2 times 1.4 times 2.8. And when you do that calculation, you get 4.1813 repeating. And we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So that's going to be approximately 4.2 inches. Now remember, cubed, because we're talking about volume and we're talking about the number of cubes that would fit inside this pyramid, 4.2 cubic inches. Here I have a triangular pyramid, so I need to find the area of the base times height and then take 1/3 of that. So I'm looking at the area of the base, this triangle right here. So I have 1/3. Area of the base is going to be 1/2 base times height. That's the area of a triangle, times the height of the pyramid, which is 11 meters. So this is my big B. This is my area of the base. This is the height. And then I need 1/3 of that to find the volume of the pyramid instead of the volume of the prism. And once I do that calculation, I get 95.04 cubic meters. And that's the volume of that pyramid. Okay, so that's basically all you're going to have to do to find the volume of your pyramids. We're going to do rectangular pyramids and triangular pyramids. Also want to look at solving other types of problems with pyramids. Here, this question is, what is the height of this pyramid if the volume is 90 cubic inches? So here I want to know what the height is. Here I'm not trying to find the volume. I already know it. So I can use my formula for the volume of a pyramid to help me solve problems that involve volume and not necessarily just calculating volume. I already know the volume is 90 cubic inches, so I'm going to put 90 in for my volume, and that's going to be 1/3 of area of the base. The base here is a rectangle, so this is a 5 by 9 rectangle, so 5 times 9 times h. I don't know the height, because it's asking what is the height. So now I know all of this information here, and then if I can do these calculations here, 1/3 times 5 times 9 is 15. So 90 equals 15 times h, and this is a one-step equation. We've solved these before. So 15 times what would give me a volume of 90. I'm going to take 90 divided by 15 to find out what h is, and 90 divided by 15 is 6. So 6 inches is the height of my pyramid. So I can solve other types of problems using this formula as well. The height here is 6-inch pyramid. So finding the volume of pyramids is only 1/3 the volume of the prism that it fits inside of, and we can also solve other types of problems using our volume formula.